Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Fuzz playing World End Economica, and let's get a bite to eat. Oh right, what? It's time on Sundays. Chris might be around. Chris? Hagana spoke warily. She looked at me. How? That's something you need from Chris. This time of Sundays, Chris is around the tunnels, right? Oh, that's true. Then why don't we get some rolls of bread and eat it there? It was good after all, I like it there. Garner kept looking at me warily. It might be like a mother cat protecting a kitten. Chris certainly was a bit clueless, so I could understand why. I see. I was silently considering what my words meant. Garner nodded. And that's fine. Great, let's get some supplies. You have money? When I asked, Garner tightened her brows unhappily and looked at me. I got some from Lisa. Don't get so angry. I'm not angry. Well, it's fine. If it isn't enough, I'll pay. Garner was about to reply immediately when something, but I kept talking. Last time you were haggling for me, right? I was apparently trying to thank me and repaying your gratitude at being able to change. But considering what I heard in front of a clothing store, I thought this was about the best way. Garner's face said she wanted to say something, but apparently couldn't find the words. From my wave of a poker face on, she nodded. Ah. In my voice, her eyes turned back to me. Don't try to force the price down. Garner looked sad for an instant, but gradually turned more annoyed. But she didn't kick my leg. Okay. Instead, surprisingly, she agreed with a nod. Garner and I went to a nearby bakery, and each bought some rolls and drinks. Then we went back to a tunnel to a sick-cloudy section. Obviously, it was wonderful weather again today, and gazing leisurely at the scenery while eating was nice. I suggested we eat Chris because it was too embarrassing to eat with just Garner, but Chris was nowhere to be found. Oh well, eventually she'll come. Couldn't wait to get to a church to eat, but I couldn't really tell Garner to go in first. Setting my bag in my back, I jumped to a tree like I normally did, kicking off with my foot, landing on top of a tunnel. Oh well, then let's eat. I sat down impatiently and prepared to dig into a sandwich wrapped in recycled paper. What struck me was how Garner looked at me angrily from the middle of the street. I can't get up. Come to think of it, Garner had totally gotten used to a lunar gravity, but I must have had a weaker back body. It was annoying, but I couldn't just ignore that. I jumped down from the tunnel, sandwich in hand, and took a big bite. Your things. Garner came over and held a bag of food. Your bag too. She hesitated, but reluctantly gave it to me. Took these things in my hand while I was at it, and took another bite of my sandwich. Now, set my left arm. Huh? Come on. I knelt down, took another bite of my sandwich in my right hand, held my left arm out like a tree branch while holding a bag. Garner looked at my arm twice thoroughly, and finally, after realising I meant it, sat down on my arm. Getting close to her, I could tell she was a bit dusty, but a sweet scent of my nose. Grab onto my head or whatever, but don't strangle me. What are? Before she could finish, I stood up. Garner stopped talking and clutched my head reflexively, and of course I couldn't use a tree to jump on, so I took a longer route, headed to a cliff face and jumped from a tree root to a rock to another route to a tree branch, and after that I finally landed on top of a tunnel exit. Every jump, Garner was making a tiny scream-like noise. She wasn't choking me because she was clumsily grabbing my head and hard enough to crush it. A ring finger and middle finger were about to go up my nose. Thanks for holding on so tightly, the area behind my left ear could felt something soft. Looked like nothing was there, but apparently there was. Hey, how long do you plan on grabbing on? When I spoke, Garner finally came back to herself. So when she shouldn't let go, she had apparently forgotten she was sitting in my arm. What? She lost her balance, was about to fall backwards. Sighing to myself, I held a sandwich from my hand in my mouth and reached out to pull her back. You got no sense of coordination, do you? I can't say what I do. With her hair still in disarray, Garner spoke wearily. Here, your bread and bag. Taking her fingers from my hand, Garner fixed her hair with her hands, and then when she looked up, she was suddenly taken in by the scenery. Oh, please show it to us. Oh wow. Amazing. Just take it in a second. You know what? I think we may have a new ending title as well. I may use this for the ending trailer at the end of the videos. From this one onwards, of course. Standing at the top of a tunnel, she murmured, apparently forgetting about her hair. Feeling a bit proud, I sat down and went at the sandwich. This is the best view I know. Plus there's no one around. Do you always eat here? Apparently she finally came back from admiring the view. She was looking down at me when she asked. Nope, but once in a while I'd come. You can see Newton City from here after all. It's great for thinking. Garden looked once more at the scenery, squinted and nodded slowly. Chris said she should think about problems here often. Too bad she can't get up here. At that, Hagana's lips tightened. And after finally sitting down, she spoke. We should have bought chairs. Ha, how tacky. It's more logical. Sounded a bit like she was being petty, but it also sounded like she was serious. And since it's Hagana, I wouldn't put it past her to bring a ladder here. Just imagining that, I chuckled. But... I was about to put some vegetables that fell out of my sandwich into my mouth. Hagana spoke. It's a wonderful view. It's like she was praising me, so I was happy, but it was also embarrassing. The third floor of the church isn't bad either. So I said that, and Hagana turned around and answered. The view from here is totally different. Well, that was obvious. Plus it reminded me of another view I know. But actually, if you look at the distance there, it's actually a wall. The whole city appears to be sunk into a crater, it looks like. Huh? When I asked back, I was looking at the view with distant eyes. Her face didn't have a usual sharpness to it. But also wasn't a peaceful one. Homesickness. When that word occurred to me, Hagana's eyes had returned to a sandwich. Anyway, I want to ask you something. Oh, what? Couldn't say what I was taken in by her face, so I came to myself and replied hurriedly. What is it? About a contest. Yeah, what is it? Are you going to ask a question? Even when I asked again, she didn't want to speak. She kept looking at her sandwich. Even if she ignored my pressing, I knew she was thinking about a question. About the prize money. What she finally said was direct. Yeah? You're really going to split it with Lisa? Asking if they'd already come this far, in the end she came back to that. I answered while licking some of my mustard off my fingers. It's under 50,000 moles, everything. There's 200,000 moles, and maybe half what's left after the 50,000, I guess. Really? You don't trust me that much? I wasn't angry, but asked back. The garden looked away meekly. Then looked up at me meekly. Even if my program doesn't work? Hagana's black eyes were looking at me steadily. I couldn't laugh about her being a worrywart. Hagana was practically making fun of herself, but her math would be useless in the real world. Well, if possible, I hope it would be useful. Well, Lisa did take me in after all. Plus, if I managed to get him to bring some prize money, headhunters would come. If anything, that was my goal. If I could leave a church on good terms, with a few 100,000 moles was worth it. Plus, we still don't know for sure whether or not you'll be of use or not. When I spoke, Hagana was seriously looking at me with an unexpected expression. And slowly, lowering her eyes, she nodded. I want to be useful. Hagana spoke clearly. Just once? When I spoke, Hagana suddenly raised her head. And when I saw that, she had a smirk and her brows furrowed almost audibly and glared at me. Ah, I'm joking. Shut up. Surprisingly, she came back with a childish retort. My mood got even better. No, but anyone, not just Hagana, would have hated not being useful. Looked at the wide scene before us and spoke. Well, hopefully it'll work out. Hagana had been nibbling quietly at her sandwich, but I felt her eyes look up. And also she looked at the view and nodded slowly. The The world seemed to be enjoying itself peacefully. I hope that people who crossed paths with me could do the same. A short while before, I only thought about gambling and thinking about this stuff was out of character. If I could get first in a contest, to get a prize of 200,000 moors, and also be headhunted by Schrödinger Street. Just thinking about the world would make me uneasy with excitement. Honestly speaking, I was hoping that Hagana's program would be useful. However, I've never had luck with this kind of investing magic, and I didn't know its real value. I finished eating the last of my sandwich and lay back. A little bit later, the sound of steps on the rocks, Chris appeared carrying lots of stuff. The next day, Hagana and I were lined up at the table. Her terminal set by mine, that program of Sero range was open. From what I heard, apparently it took the factors that would move the stock, convert them into variables, and then pick out the ones that seemed to be able to predict and what would happen to the stock. Apparently, the predicted price of stocks moved accordingly to a normal distribution. Without exception, it was imitating what I was doing. The difference between me and the program was that it would instantly pick several stocks that I'd perhaps be interested in, out of 1,000 stocks, and calculate the future prices and show them to me. Stock prices were always going up and down, and that movement range was called volatility. On days where the market makes big moves, the price would move a lot. On most days, it would move around the same amount. That program would determine the volatility for a day from the index, and would continuously display the predicted price. A look at the stocks and Hagana's program would pick out and open up ones which looked useful. A bunch of usable ones, so I thought it was imitating my selection process pretty well. Well, let's give it a try. Yeah. Hagana seemed a bit nervous. Wouldn't you? Your baby's about to start doing its thing. The prices of the imaginary stock market all started moving at once. The stock that Hagana's program picked up, apparently locked in, showed a price spreads for the day. The movement of the index, essentially the market sentiment, was supposed to be within a range of 7 out of 10 times. I was looking into other stocks, but this was the main one. Today the market was a bit sluggish and wasn't really moving. Apparently reacting to this, the program tightened the price spreads. It seemed like it recalculated things every few minutes. How is it? Hagana asked. I touched my shoulders and stared at the price. It was continuing to inch its way down. The buyers just weren't coming in. I got the feeling that it wasn't time to move. This price here was the bottom, wasn't it? Yes. After adjustments, this price is 1 standard deviation away. Oh god, don't talk to me about standard deviation, whatever you do. Make my head explode a bit. I don't really understand, but apparently it's what it was. However, the sentiment was something you get by looking at the movements of many stocks and showing the info might seem relevant in your head, all while chasing numbers with your eyes spun and finally get it at the end. Yeah, standard deviation, in case you're not interested. It's a statistical thing where it is sort of a statistical chance of being with an area, and the deviation is how much you expect stocks to average to vary. So let's say for instance you got an average of 5. A low standard deviation would mean most of the numbers are around 5, whereas a high standard deviation would be bigger variance but pivoting around 5. Was this something math could encompass? I kept getting more suspicious. The reason was, before the market even opened, it showed the upper and lower bounds as if it knew what was going to happen today already. The stock we were looking at, the bottom was supposed to be 732 more, so it was 738. It opened at 745 more, so it was down by exactly 1%. Dropping 1% was like a sneeze. Your nose could be itchy, and if it had nothing to do with cold. There was little information out there, you couldn't tell. I opened screens for the stocks and found stocks where some people couldn't wait longer, or stocks that are moving strongly tagged along. You should buy a stock even when it started rising and sell it at a point where it would probably be too early. If you made a profit and don't follow what stock does afterwards, if you lay your hands on it again, it seems to want to go higher, you most likely come out with a loss. Even the famous scientist Isaac Newton made that textbook mistake, was ruined. I was towards the end of the 1800s. I knew that Hagana wasn't exactly getting jealous next to me, but I couldn't waste an entire morning about one stock. For an hour after an hour, I was adding up gains of 0.7%, 0.5%. It wasn't a great performance, but since the market was weak, it was on the good side. Along the way, I had 0.2% losses. Oh well. Suddenly, a tone sounded. Hal! Hagana called my name. When I looked, a finger was pointing at a terminal. Looking at it, I saw numbers in Hagana's program blinking. When I looked at a stock of mine, it had dropped down to 734 moles, near the bottom limit. It's going down. I know. I was looking at the screen, the order here didn't have any buy or sell price, it was shouting, here! I'm supposed to buy here? To be honest, I winced. There's nothing to go on but Hagana's program. Volatility is low, but Sigma's gone down to the bottom. As usual, I had no idea. But she was serious. Trusting her, I bought. Since the lowest spot was supposed to be 732, as usual, I put the order in one step before at 733. Stock hung a bit, 735, whereas a large enough shell order fell down to 734, and down to 733 quickly. My order executed, and my stock stopped there for a moment. However, in this situation, everyone would want to hold back, as the margin sellers were becoming to sell. Naturally, the sell orders came in all at once, selling up my entire 733 more orders, and ate through half of the 732 more orders. Scared, I made to cut losses. Right now, it wouldn't hurt that much. Hagana apparently realised that and grabbed my hand to stop me. No. What are you doing? It should get bought here. It's supposed to get bought here. She spoke while holding my hand. Why? Based on what? It's human nature to hope that the program we made would be predicted correctly. But reality is merciless, and the market was known for its wild and free movements, to a point where I said it didn't care about owners. If praying all that was needed to win, where people like Lisa would be rich. 732 more buyers were cleared, which is 731 more territory, but already down 0.4%. I was on the edge of cutting losses. The sentiment was horrible. There's no reason to buy. Only 731 was that round number wall of 730. Was it going down? Where was it going by that? By the looks of things, even if it stopped falling there wasn't a reason it would go up. But Hagana continued looking at the screen. Up. It's supposed to go up. A buy order came. And 731 more orders might win. However, the stock didn't move up or down. Buy orders were coming in intermittently. When it stopped there. Sell, buy. Sell, buy. They struggled, the atmosphere changed. Seriously? Trading stopped. Go up. Exactly when Hagana whispered. What? A bunch of buys up to 733 came in. The sellers seemed to have a hiccup and the trading stopped. Buys kept coming in. Now up to 734. Sales came, however it was like a water gun. Turned to steam next. 735, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The trading was unstable, but there were a bunch of orders waiting at 740. Gains were about 1%. We want to take our profits, this was the place. I threw up Hagana's hand, put in an order. This time, Hagana didn't stop me. The end, we executed at 739 and made a 0.9% profit. The stock hit 740 for a moment, then it was pushed back by strong sale orders to 738, but it stayed there, struggling. But looking at the movement, I couldn't help but feel stunned. I could just see an optical illusion. Did we profit? Hagana asked. I suppose. You suppose? When she asked again, I corrected myself. 0.9%. Hagana didn't seem to know whether it was big or small, so she frowned a bit, but didn't seem upset. At least she nodded in satisfaction of having profited. I just didn't understand. What did it base its judgment on? I looked at Hagana, she looked back at me. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Then Hagana spoke. Huh? The same chart analysis while I was calculating different graphs, I came to realise there was a bunch of people trading the same way. While putting these big words together, Hagana looked directly into my eyes. In these black eyes there was confidence. The range of price movements are extremely limited. They are much more systematic than comes out at random number generator. It's proof that a road has been paved by someone. Paved? Hagana frowned. However, in a closing eye she explained, the concepts used in statistics are all the same for everyone, so everyone wants to calculate things and everyone will come up with similar prices. It's just a difference in how you weigh the prices. When that happens, everyone would think the price would be at the bottom around here. Other people calculating would know too. That's why it'd be bought at 732. When it's bought, everyone would know their calculation was correct and would confidently buy, so it would go up. And people who don't have as much confidence, they'd buy it too, get it? She asked if I got it, and my head was about to explode. But I think I got the general idea. So you're saying that everyone's predicting the same thing? Yeah. Being told that clearly, I wanted to say that she was crazy, but the price moved exactly as she predicted. You can ignore how it dropped below 732 more for an instant. More importantly was how a program automatically calculated that. There's things I can't do. Like... The guy looked at me and read the screen. Looked down, maybe out of frustration. I don't know when to sell. Even if I know the price range, I don't know when it would hold, go up, or if it goes up, where it would go. The guy looked up at me. You would know that, right? There was a pause. From a sentiment. Don't make fun of a sentiment. I'm not, it's true. The guy snapped her eyes back to the screen. Another profile I saw just a tiniest hint of friendliness. Oh well, we won the first battle, but what about the next? List is here. Filling with a terminal, the list of stocks came up again. Looking at the volume and closing and price movements up until now, I picked out 3. Looking at Hagana by the side, I also looking at those 3 names without expression. And then she looked at me. Go profit. And that was all for a princess. But an extremely smart princess. Your wish is my command. And like a knight, I rode off into a battlefield. On the screen, the numbers stopped moving. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. In the end, we won so much it was silly. 19 wins to 2 losses. Those 2 were when I traded with something other than what Hagana's program said. Essentially, a perfect record. We were up 17%. Hagana was trading with me, and had been too afraid to plough everything in, so up 1.2 million. If we'd thrown in a margin available to trading, we could have earned 4 million more in total. This thing is amazing. Looking at the numbers glowing in the program and a terminal, I spoke. With trading closed, I uploaded today's trading data from a trading contest site. I was downloading real time and recalculating. It almost looked like a living thing feeding. Numbers would go up and down and keep changing one after another. I took a bunch of indicators and correlated them and calculated whenever one price changed, and all the other prices would change when the prices changed and there was no end. This is what computers could do. No computer could do this. We succeeded. Hagana asked. And at start, I learned how to use the program and once again put up 10 stocks and checked their prices constantly. When her tone sounded, I traded furiously. Maybe she got sick along the way and stopped looking at the screen part way. She didn't leave her seat. She apparently couldn't leave a program she had devoted herself to creating. When that question from her, I looked so worried I was tempted to tease her and say we didn't profit. Her eyes were normally sharp and her accent severe, but a face like that was really tempting. But somehow I managed to resist my urge and spoke. Huge success. It was then. Hagana's expression just melted. Thank goodness. A very relieved smile. Thanks to how she was usually, this had a lot of power. Oh, that little blush, you can see a little blush underneath her eyes. The blue just blew past my limit. When I was about blown away, I saw her wipe some tears from the corner of her eye. Ah, stupid, don't cry. Blew it out in confusion and softened face instantly hardened. I'm not crying. What an obvious lie. After saying that, she sniffed. Well, she wouldn't admit if I pointed it out anyway. Plus, that didn't matter. Hagana was so relieved it didn't matter. Next to me, Hagana was sniffing and wiping corners of her eyes. I wish you'd think about how I felt having to pretend I didn't see that, but it's a bit cute how she tried to keep up appearances. Apparently what Lisa said was true about how she didn't have a personality nearly as twisted as her mean-looking eyes would indicate. Sighing to myself, I looked at the screen to pass the time. What can be improved? Out of nowhere, Hagana asked. Huh? Places to improve. She probably was asking about how to lie and not crying. Looking at her on the screen, I answered. A few of the price ranges were a bit loose, and there were a lot of stocks it picked up and misses. I can pick them up when I trade, but I guess that's about it. Gano's nose sounded a bit stuffed still, but her face had gone back to normal. She looked at her programme and nodded. But well, it's amazing. Sitting up and leaning back on a chair, and let out an admiring sigh. Without me noticing, someone had putting up such a fight. Gano was looking at me quietly. Looking at the terminal one more time, she spoke. I'm relieved. I totally agreed with those heartfelt words. Total relieving. Afterwards, Gano was nodding off by dinner time. And I'm probably nodding off too. It's getting quite late actually. Probably time for me to end it today. Well, as ever, thank you very much for watching. It's been an exciting day's trading. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.